Hi everyone, my name's Lynn. I would like to ask you all, when you leave here today, to go and promote Action for Independence. It's really important that we get our message out there. Unfortunately, due to circumstances, we have to do this campaign by social media and word of mouth. Now, this has never been as important as it has been in 2021. We need to make this our indie election. We need to return a supermajority of indie supporting MSPs. We need to max the yes. We need your help to do this. Please leave, put it on your social media, go onto the AFI.scot and get one of the emblems for your Facebook profile picture, put it on all your other social medias. Just get the message out there. It'll get people asking us questions, and that's all we want. We want people to ask what we're all about. Once they understand the voting system, they'll understand AFI. Thank you, and thanks in advance for your help.
Good afternoon, fellow Independentistas. Welcome to conference. Why Action for Independence? After the 2019 general election and the Boris supermajority at Westminster, the need for a Scottish pro-Indie supermajority grew exponentially. That will be achieved only if the Yes Family Act is won. AFI are the only political platform that will allow the Yes Family to stand together in unity, to remove as many unionist voices from our Parliament as possible. Please enjoy conference. Thank you.
Hi everybody, my name is Sandra. I joined AFI last July, and since then I've encouraged others to vote SNP 1 and AFI 2. SNP 1 for the constituency and AFI for the list. This is the only way we can max the yes and make sure that we can eradicate the unionist MSPs in Holyrood. Take a look at our webpage www.afi.scot and make an informed decision. Thanks for listening. Bye.
People often ask, why Polish living in Aberdeen supports Scottish independence? The answer is simple. Because independence is just normal. Like normal is breathing, talking to friends, love to family, everyday work and rest. So living in independent, wealth and friendly Scotland would be just normal. That's why I choose Action for Independence, to max the yes and ensure better future for us all. Conrad Vickers, Action for Independence, Aberdeen, North East.
Hello, my name is Margot Sagan, and I joined Action for Independence when I realised that I had been wasting my second vote. In the past, I'd always given my first and second vote to SNP. After realising how the D'Hondt system works, I realised that not only had I been wasting my second vote, I'd actually been helping to give a seat to unionist parties. So I joined Action for Independence to help spread the word, to help people realise that we should give SNP the first vote, Action for Independence the second vote, and together max the yes and get independence for Scotland.
I have joined Action for Independence because I believe the time is right to send a clear and unambiguous message to Westminster that they can't stand in the way of Scotland's inalienable right to rejoin the international community of nations. By supporting AFI, you will help us to send the maximum number of pro-MSPs to Holyrood in the forthcoming May elections. So why not join us, and let's max the yes.
My name's Chris Sagan. I joined Action for Independence quite simply because I want Scotland to be independent. In 2014 we had an independence referendum which unfortunately we lost, but since then support for independence in Scotland has grown and grown and grown until now consistently poll after poll is showing that the majority of Scots want independence. So we need another referendum, and we need it now. Action for Independence wants a referendum and is campaigning to have a referendum this year, followed by independence. So I'm voting SNP 1 on the constituency vote and Action for Independence 2 on the regional list vote to secure independence for Scotland.
Hi guys, it's vital that we understand that Action for Independence is about the future, not the past. Just as independence is about realising all the hopes and dreams and aspirations of millions of ordinary Scots who have felt let down over many decades by a Westminster system that has been rigged against us, designed to exploit and take all of our natural resources and our wealth, not for the betterment of all the citizens across the United Kingdom, but for the betterment of the millionaires and the billionaires. Westminster rules for the millionaires, not the millions. Scotland and an independent Scotland has to be different. We have to say that achieving our independence is only the first stage in our journey. A journey that takes us to a much fairer, more equal, and certainly a non-nuclear weapon-free Scotland. Independence for us has to be in our hearts. Sure, we develop the arguments in our heads, but there's no way, absolutely no way, that we can determine and answer every single question, cross every T, dot every I. If you don't believe in independence, if you don't believe that Scotland is big enough and smart enough, courageous enough to run its own affairs right at the outset, we'll never convince people. We need to be prepared to accept that there will be problems in building a new independent Scotland, but they'll be our problems. We will make decisions that affect our lives. That's all we ask. Is it too much to ask? 21st century? You get the government, you elect. Is that too much to ask? I think here in Action for Independence we have to realise loud and clear, far from that being too much to ask, it's the very least that we can ask. And if we can convince that massive army of SNP and independent supporters that it is stupid, it is irresponsible, it is a unionist dream to continue with the folly of both votes SNP, if we can convince people that the way to maximise the yes Parliament is to give your second vote to AFI and give your first vote to the SNP, then we can elect a group of advocates whose only task will be to prioritise independence, to make sure we get our second referendum, to make sure that it isn't put on the back burner again, that it isn't demoted in importance, to make sure that it is number one, number two, number three priority, front and centre. Emerging from COVID-19 is not an excuse to postpone independence, it's the reason to prioritise independence. Because we don't want to emerge back to the normal of low pay, of inequality, of homelessness, of grotesque inequalities. We don't want to emerge back to a normality that treats social care workers and health workers as if they were afterthoughts in relation to wages and conditions, while the bankers and the stockbrokers get treated like lords. COVID-19 has given us a reason to stop and start again, to emerge into a new and a better society, a society built on compassion, on trust, and in valuing our fellow human beings. Let's deliver independence for all of Scotland. Let's build a fairer, a better, a more equal nation.
Hi, it's Dave here again. I hope you've all enjoyed your day today. It's been absolutely wonderful. AFI, Action for Independence, our first ever conference. And what a day it's been. What tremendous speakers, what tremendous debate and networking and everything else. We really are on the way to creating our supermajority in the Holyrood election on the 6th of May, just a matter of weeks away. We're going to marks the yes. More and more people are realising that this is the way to go. And people are coming on board with AFI to try to unite, to work together. We're not a normal political party, as has been stressed many times today and before. We only have one policy that really matters, and that's the policy of independence for Scotland. Everything else should be secondary and is secondary for us until we get our independence. Because we'll never be able to create the kind of country we want Scotland to be unless we get our independence. The power grab and future power grabs are going to decimate our parliament, I've no doubt about that. But we have an opportunity. We have the biggest opportunity we've ever had in our lives on the 6th of May to convince enough people to vote for AFI on the lists so that we can push out a whole bunch of unionists who would go along to the Parliament and talk Scotland down. Well, we'll not be talking Scotland down. We'll be talking Scotland up. We'll be arguing for Scotland to take its place on the international stage as a beacon of light for the rest of the world, a country that will look for the good things to do in the world and not be selfish. So, folks, thank you so much for attending today's conference. I really enjoyed it, and I'm sure you would have done too. So catch up later, get out there and spread the message. Cheers now.